violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Weeks into 2022, and police say the city has seen nearly 100 carjackings. One of the latest ended in a shootout, and tonight we have new surveillance video of that incident. Eyewitness News reporter Jasmine Payute is live at police headquarters with more.
Woo! 2 weeks into 2022. And Philadelphia already has over 100 carjackings. That is, it's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing, man. I mean, like I said, the few ruin it for the many. I know there are plenty of hard-working brothers out there in Philadelphia. But all that is being overshadowed by these super gremlins in the street who are just on demon time to the fullest. The new GTA 5 has inspired a whole new wave, and I'm not saying they're doing this because of GTA 5. I'm just speaking lightheartedly, okay? Somebody in my comments, oh, you think they're doing it because of GTA? It's not just because GTA. White kids play GTA too. Okay, good. I get it. Jesus Christ. I'm just trying to make sense of it like we all are. And man, it's tough because people are talking about solutions. We're all trying to find solutions, and it seems like there are none.
Evening, Jasmine.
Good evening, Siafa. At last check, the teen suspect involved in this shootout is in critical condition. Tonight we learned the carjacking victim is a grandfather who just wanted to get home to his family.
It just doesn't seem worth it.
As Philadelphia reaches a grim carjacking milestone, doorbell video shows just how quickly these crimes escalate. About 17 shots bounce off of cars and concrete after two people attempt to carjack a 60-year-old man on this West Mount Airy street Thursday night.
And they're targeting the elderly. And I'm not saying that they wouldn't have jacked him if he wasn't old. But there are so many examples of these super gremlins not respecting their elders. I mean, you got Gramps letting off 17 shots to defend his own vehicle.
The victim, who police say is licensed to carry, fights back, leaving a 16-year-old suspect critical.
He goes, I'm looking for my brother.
Police say as of Friday, there have been at least 100 carjackings across the city.
I'm looking for my brother. You see, he said, I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I mean, these super gremlins will straight lie to your face. All the while, they're trying to take your place, man.
Department's continued efforts to fight them, including advice for drivers.
The most important thing I can tell you right now is to please be aware of your surroundings.
In this case, police say that...
That's it? That's all you can give us, officer? Be aware of your surroundings. Whew. I mean, I get sound advice. Very general. What he should have said was, anybody within their legal right, arm themselves so that you can fare well against these super gremlins, because they'll kill you without a shadow of a doubt in a second. It doesn't even matter. They don't even care. So make sure that you're protecting yourself in the event that you do have to defend your property.
Teen suspect was caught nearby in another vehicle that was stolen just miles away this past weekend. While they're recommending people not to fight back, residents say they have every right to.
They are recommending people not fight back. Just be aware of your surroundings. Don't fight back, though. And y'all showed how quickly they showed how quickly them super gremlins walked up on the car. It happens in a second. Like, they could have jacked the car and been gone within 15, 25 seconds. Easy. Easy. So luckily this brother, you know, had the means to defend himself, but the advice to say, oh, don't fight back, oh, that's BS. That's BS. And you're going to get people killed that way. The wrong people killed. Because let's keep it a buck. Why would we even care if one of these super gremlins getting taken out? That young boy who tried to jack the car and he's in critical condition, it serves him right. And I'm not going to shed a tear for him. And I hope nobody else on this channel sheds a tear for them, because that's the attitude that we need to start taking nowadays. We need to be firm and steadfast on not giving these criminals, aka super gremlins, any oxygen or any leeway to skirt accountability.
I think that people should fight back, of course.
My first reaction was like, right on, you know, but then like the police officer said, he's really lucky. It could have went the other way.
Police say the victim in this carjacking turned shootout could have been much worse. He had gunshot residue on his face. We're live at police headquarters. Jasmine Payute, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
At noon tonight, the search is on for the gunman who shot and killed a 65-year-old man in Philadelphia's Tioga neighborhood.
Wow, is this the same guy? Nah, but seriously, here you have on one end a guy about to get his car jacked. He shoots, defends himself, barely gets out of that situation with his life. Okay, because he had gunshot residue on his face. A bullet might have skimmed past his face, or maybe the weapon was so close to his face when they started shooting back at him. And then here we got a 65-year-old man who wasn't so lucky.
It happened inside of a home on the 3700 block of Bouvier Street around 7 o'clock tonight. Investigators say the victim was shot once in the head. They are working to learn the motive.
More deadly gun violence in the city of Philadelphia to talk about this weekend. This morning, a 17-year-old girl is dead after a drive-by shooting in the city's East Mount Airy section.
17-year-old girl. Oh, man. And if you were to poll the community, and I'm not talking about all the community, because I know it's some people who are fed up with this stuff. It's some people who are tired of this stuff. But for example, let's just poll my generation, Generation Z, okay, Generation X. I'd say between the ages of 18 and 30 years old. You poll them and you ask them, hey, a 17-year-old girl was just shot in a drive-by in Philly. If you had knowledge of what happened, would you call Crime Stoppers? Just poll them. Ask them. Ask them. And then you'll understand why the community is right where we need to be. And it pains me to say, but this is what we campaign for. This is what we promote. And that is why we're getting the same results that we've been getting for years on years on years.
Eyewitness News reporter Howard Monroe is live for us this morning with more on what police say led to the shooting. Howard.
Jan, that shooting happened at about 9 o'clock last night, and now a 17-year-old girl is dead. That shooting happened near the intersection of Ross and Sharpenack Streets. Police say the victim was sitting in a parked car with 3 others, and a large black SUV pulled up and opened fire. The girl was shot multiple times. She was driven to Chestnut Hill Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Investigators do not believe, though, that she was the target.
Wow. So she's sitting in the car with 3 other, most likely super gremlins, thugged out Pookies and Ray Rays. They pull up. They're aiming at the Pookies. They're aiming at the Ray Rays. But then they hit the innocent 17-year-old girl. And, you know, who knows? Maybe she knew that they was on that demon time, super gremlin time, and they had enemies. Maybe she didn't. But either way, man, it's too much. It's overwhelming. And nobody is talking about it. Mum's the word. You can't say anything about it. You say anything about it to anybody in the community, they don't want to hear it. They just want to hear racist white supremacists, January 6th, and F Donald Trump.
We believe that there was someone else in the vehicle who was actually the target of the shooters. There were 4 people inside that vehicle when the shooters opened fire on it. No one else in the vehicle was struck by gunfire.
Now, no arrests have been made. So far this year, there have been 22 homicides in the city. That's 29% higher than this time last year.
Wow. And it's like the people who may have struck these beefs, the guy who struck the beef with these dudes who are willing to dump 17 shots, or how many ever shots that they shot in the car. I mean, these types of dudes, they don't really get their comeuppance until later on, or most of the time it's self-inflicted. But you know, that narrative that, oh, you know, you keep doing good and all the good things are gonna come to you, man. It only applies outside of the community. Like, you can be outside the community and you're doing good in it, and you'll actually see that snowball effect. But it's just crazy. A young woman at that can just get cut down at any second in the community.
Jan, back to you.
All right, Howard, thanks so much.
We begin this half hour with the investigation into a shooting that claimed the life of a 17-year-old girl.
Yeah, 3 days ago, Carissa Bright was gunned down while sitting in a car in East Mount Airy. Action News reporter Katie Cattrall talked to her loved ones today. Katie joins us now live from police headquarters with more on the young victim.
And this is getting extremely ridiculous. This young lady did not deserve to lose her life. This is definitely a situation of wrong place, wrong time, or like I like to call it, wrong Pookies, wrong Ray Rays. You know, hanging out with certain super gremlins can really get you in a bind, okay? And unfortunately, man, this young lady's life was taken.
Katie.
Shari and Rick, family members say Carissa Bright had a bright future ahead of her. They say she was a caring person. She wanted to be a nurse. Now, instead of planning for her future, family members are planning her funeral.
It's sad. You don't expect it. You hear about it, but you don't expect it to happen.
Somebody locking their car? It's like that with the carjackings in Philly. You gotta click the lock like 30 times.
Happen in your neighborhood.
It's like our family. Grieving family members say 17-year-old Carissa Bright was...
Look at this girl, man. Beautiful. Like, stunningly beautiful. And this is what these super gremlins do. You know, when I was 17, a girl like this, man, I would have been trying to deal with her. I would have been trying to, you know, talk to her, get to know her. You know what I mean? See what she about. But these dudes nowadays, they just killing them. I hate to say it, but that's what's happening. Like, they're just killing all the sisters.
Fatally shot on Friday night.
To know Carissa, you had to fall in love with her.
Police say the gunfire erupted just after 8:30 p.m. on the 6600 block of Ross Street in East Mount Airy. Police say the teen was sitting in the passenger seat of a parked white Toyota with 3 other people when a dark-colored SUV pulled up against the car, and at least one person fired at the people inside, striking the girl in the head and chest. Police do not think she was the intended target, but someone else in the car was.
We just got a call, and we just ran out of here like hell.
Wow, man. I mean, shorty look all types of blazing. Y'all dudes is sickos, man. You super gremlins out there in Philly are demented. Wow. Lost for words, bruh.
Chopper 6 shows the car the teen was rushed in to Chestnut Hill Hospital, where she was pronounced about 20 minutes later.
It hit all of our hearts. It hit all of our hearts.
You don't kill an individual, you kill a whole family when things like this happen. It's a whole.
You heard what he said. You didn't kill the individual, you killed a whole family when things like this happen. Go on, speak, brother.
Family suffers. And that's the worst part.
Bright's name fitting. Family says she was a bright light in the community. They are determined to never let her light fade.
She was beautiful. She had life. She had energy. You know, it's just hard.
And police say they are looking for a large black SUV, possibly a Lincoln Navigator.
I swear I thought she was going to say a large black super gremlin. I thought she was going to go there. I would have been like, wow, that's super refreshing that they actually gave a description of who actually shot the person and not just what they were wearing.
Possibly a Lincoln Navigator. Authorities also say the other 3 people inside of the car with Bright were not struck. I'm live here at police headquarters. Katie Catro, Channel 6, Action News. Rick?
All right, Katie, thank you.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
So it is what it is.